Monas, go ahead.
Well, Anil, actually, well done. And with the win, if you don't mind, Ned, maybe something. What does this win means for you guys, please?
Yeah, Marisa, good evening, media. Yeah, I think obviously a good win. Getting 5 points out of this is important for our journey going forward. It's obviously our goal for this game to try and get the 5 points and go with a bit of momentum and flow into this next game and against Harlequins. I think not playing against Connacht with this particular squad probably contributed to the fact that it was a bit scrappy. But hopefully we'll get all that crustiness off us because of this game, and then we can build a little bit on the things that went well this game going into that Harlequins game. So, yeah, I think happy with the 5 points, but at times maybe a bit frustrating because of how scrappy the game became at stages.
Next question.
Can I go, Navash?
Go ahead, Thibault.
Hi, Coach Neil. Was that game? Well done on the victory first and foremost. Very dominant first half. Second half had patches where you guys took the foot off the gas a little bit. Was it almost too easy for you guys? And against I think Bordeaux made 11 changes, but against another team, maybe you might have been punished a little bit. Is that something you'll address?
No, listen, again, I think it's obviously due to the conditions, what the opposition gives you. But yes, we were dominant in that first, let's call it 25, 30 minutes. And then did, I think, go out of our structure and our attacking shapes and almost made the game a little bit too loose and played into Bordeaux's hands, because that's exactly what they want. They want scrappy ball on the ground. They want to kick it through or get turnovers and then kick it in behind you and get the chases. So it's obviously something that we've addressed, and it's obviously something that we'll address in this week as well, to just be more clinical, keep believing in our shape, keep implementing what we asked them to implement and not get sucked into the opposition's game and their plan. So I think a lot of ill discipline from the Bordeaux side as well, that made it difficult that made the game quite difficult and scrappy.
Just as a follow-up, on your defensive side, I mean, you didn't have to make that many tackles. You actually played well away from your dangerous areas. Were you pleased with how well your team managed the game, but more specifically how your decision makers like Jaden Hendricks, Lionel, and those guys, and Buta, and making sure that you didn't play too much rugby in your own half?
Yeah, again, it's obviously smart to play the conditions and understand where you can have a go with ball in hand and where you're not supposed to have a go with ball in hand. And I think defensively, it's also good. The conditions are really difficult. So if you can put attack under pressure from with your line speed and your defensive efforts, then you'll probably not concede a try. And that's what happened tonight. I think defensively, the guys were really good. We got off the line. We put the attack under pressure. And then from an attacking point of view, yes, I agree with you. Maybe some good decisions, but also, again, areas that we could have been better in.
Monas, you can go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, will Owen actually be ready for the next match? And actually, also, if you don't mind me asking, what was wrong with him, Neil, please?
Who was that, Marnus? Cohen.
Yes.
Yeah, so he picked up a bit of a hammy in a performance session on Thursday. We were hoping that he will still pull through in the captains on Friday, but unfortunately he didn't. So we didn't want to really risk him. The officials are confident that he'll be back next weekend, but again, it's a case of do we want to risk him or do we want to help him to recover fully before we get him back onto the field? So yeah, I think the positive is we'll have a bit of time here before we depart for London to play the Harlequins. So hopefully we can do a proper assessment of all our injuries before we get onto the plane.
Next question.
Can I go again if there's no one else?
Possible.
Just before you get onto that plane, I mean, how's Bongi doing as well? Another player, a Springbok, obviously, that suffered an injury, shoulder, I believe it is, in this game.
Yeah, again, we obviously got to assess on Monday, Sibu. I think I'm not the medical doctor, so he will do assessment of all the players on Monday morning, send them for scans if need be, and then make the decision based on that. So, yeah, unfortunately, I can only tell you it's a shoulder injury, and hopefully he'll recover in time for him to be ready again for that game against Harlequins.
And if I'm not mistaken, Coach, I think you might have sealed a passage into the round of 16 with the win. I mean, you can't finish lower than 8th in Pool A after this. So at the very least, you should make it to the round of 16. What do you have to now reassess your goals? What do you do with team selection? You know, do you go as big as you would against Harlequins, or is that stuff you're going to think about, or have you planned already what will happen after victory tonight?
No, listen, I think there's always something in it. Whether we made it into the top 16 or not, definitely won't matter how we approach next weekend's game. I think there's still a lot to play for, which obviously is your home knockout game. So if we can get more points from Harlequins, it obviously gives us a better opportunity to secure more knockout games if we go to the round of 16 and then hopefully be successful then in quarterfinal. So that will definitely be one of our goals going into that Harlequins game.
Just on that home playoffs, how crucial do you think it will be? We saw in the URC last year, Shots did lose at Loftus with a last-minute kick. In the URC, home ground advantage was crucial. How do you think it will be in this Champions Cup? Probably more so, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you look at the history of this competition, it's obviously the teams that's got home ground advantage has obviously got a massive advantage going into, well, even the pool games. You just know the conditions a lot better now to play the conditions. So it will be a big advantage for us if we can secure more of those knockout games.
Thank you, Sabu. I'm told Mike Greenaway is on the floor in the media center. Mike, do you want to ask any questions?
And Vash, I'm back from leave. How's it?
Hi there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Neil, just looking at the scrum marks, there was quite a lot of praise for Grant Williams not too long ago. I think Jaden responds with man of the match. Is this a nice header scrum mark?
Yeah, again, I think it's obviously great for us to have the quality two scrummers, but also something that we like to build in our squad is to have 2 quality per position so that we can rotate players. And I think Grant has done well the last 3 games for us. Gave him a bit of a break this game, and then Jaden comes into the team and he makes a step up. So as a coach, you obviously couldn't ask for more. And again, I think it's something that we would like to build in the squad, is that squad depth where you can have maybe 2, maybe 3 players in your squad that you can play any of the 2 or 3, and they will still give you the performances like Jaden gave us tonight. So yeah, we're thankful for the fact that we have that quality in the squad, and hopefully that's something that we can even keep building for the future in different positions as well.
Just Makazola Mapimpi, noticing he seems to be playing with a lot of attitude and almost like aggression. What's going on with him? He seems to be really enjoying his rugby.
Yeah, again, and I think it's the environment that we like to create, is that environment where we really work hard, but the guys need to enjoy where they are and what they do every day when they come out here for training or come out to play a game in front of this incredible crowd. So yeah, it's great to see almost somebody like him almost get a new energy in terms of how he plays and bring a bit of aggression, but also the experience, and it contributes massively to the success of the team.
Thank you, Mike. Is that all, Mike? Thank you.
One more on the floor.
Okay, go ahead.
You've made a blistering start in this particular tournament, and obviously looking at your roster, you're one of the favorites. What are you expecting to achieve in this competition?
Yeah, again, I think it's still a long way for us in this competition. We obviously focus game by game. We're happy with the 5 points that we got out of this game. So we'll enjoy this win tonight and then shift our focus to Harlequins next weekend away in probably a bit different conditions than what we had tonight. So yeah, I think for us it's game by game. We obviously want to be successful in the tournament and see how far we can go and give us the best opportunity to try and get into that final at the Viva Stadium in Dublin. But again, it's, for us, the next focus will only be Harlequins and what we can achieve from that game. So hopefully it's a good outing for us, and hopefully we can get some more points there too. Like I said, secure some of the knockout games here at Kings Park Stadium.
The team in particular is playing a lot of attacking rugby with flow. How crucial was it the return of Lukani from a long-term injury?
I think it's always great to have the quality players back like Lukani. I mean, he's an international player. I think at one stage before his injury, he's probably the best 13 in the world. And it's great to have him back and to see how with every game he gets his confidence back again. So yeah, it's great to get the caliber players back like him and get them back onto form. And I think a vitally important player, not just for us, but probably for the Springboks in the World Cup as well later this year.
Thank you very much. With that, I'm going to have a final question from Sabul, and thereafter, press conference will conclude. Thank you.
Thanks, Ravash. Quick one from me, Coach. Just on Sia Kolisi and the confirmed departure at the end of the year, does it mean, does it add a little bit of pressure? Does it add chaos? What does it add to the atmosphere, knowing that, this is Sia's last season with the Sharks, something a lot of people didn't think would be happening this season. He's playing well, but what is the feeling around that?
Yeah, well, firstly, I think it's important for everybody to understand that we obviously Sia is going with our blessing. I think he's going for reasons that's really important to him, and then that's important to us as well. And again, I think we're playing a team sport, and if we start looking at an individual and make it about the individual, then we find ourselves in trouble. So it's all about the team, and I think Sia will be the first one to go. Yes, I'm all here for the team, and I give my all for the team, and I think you've seen it over the last few games that he played for the Sharks. He was incredible. He's obviously an amazing leader and an amazing person as well, and it's definitely a loss for the Sharks to lose somebody like him. We have a long relationship. I actually know him from the Western Province Institute when he was a 19-year-old. My wife was actually working at the Western Province Institute as a S&C coordinator, so I know him really well. So it is a pity for him to go, but he's got our blessing, and I think again, he will tell you more than everybody else. It's all about the Sharks and not about him, and that's the focus for us going for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. With that, thank you, Coach. Thank you, media, for your time.